Recording in progress.
Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to install Kali Linux in our VirtualBox. Open your browser and then type Kali Linux ISO. Press enter. You will be forwarded to a web page. First link will be http kalilinux.org, this link. So click that, and here click on this installer images. Scroll down. Here you will see 64-bit installer, and you can either download it directly or from a torrent. I've already downloaded it, so I'm just closing it. Open your VirtualBox as an administrator, then click on New. I'm giving a name for my Linux as, let me call it as Kali Linux itself, and then let me choose the location where I want the VM to be installed. Okay, then let me choose the ISO file which we have downloaded earlier, and then press Next. Then let me give the amount of RAM which I require, and then the amount of process. Then let me allocate the size, total disk space, virtual disk space for my hard disk, for my virtual machine, and then press Next. Then press Finish. So now go to the settings, go to System, or go to the display, and if you want, you can enable the 3D acceleration. And then that's all. That's it. Okay. Now press OK. Then click on Start. Now we have booted the virtual machine. Now we have to set up the configurations and all, and we have to install the virtual machine in our virtual hard disk. So now, first, move the mouse inside it and click it. Choose graphical install and press enter. Okay. Then wait for some time. Now we are going to select the language. That is, let it be English itself. Then United States, then American English. Okay, fine. Now we are going to give the username for our virtual machine. I'm calling it as professor. Then let me give a password for that. Then we can give any time zones. Now we are going to partition the link, our Linux. But here, as we are using the virtual machine, right, we don't need any partition at all. Just we are going to click on guided partition, and then click this one, VBox hard disk. This is our virtual hard disk. And then all files in one partition. That's all. Now let me give finish partition and then press S. So that's all. Now it's installing the base system. Let us wait for some time. Now we are going to select and install the softwares which we need. So I need KD Plasma and then genomes. Now let us select everything because these are all the desktop managers. Okay, we have many desktop managers like Genome, and we have a desktop environment like KD, Plasma, XFCE, and then these are some default tools which will be pre-installed. Now let us select everything, every desktop environment and every options, and then let's give continue. And then we have desktop managers. Actually, we have three main desktop managers. But if I'm using GDM, that means if I'm using Genome, then we use GDM3. But KDE Plasma is what we can configure more attractive things in Kali Linux because KDE Plasma provides many options for customization and all. KDE Plasma uh, STDM works well with KDE Plasma. Okay, so the STDM is a display manager for light DM. Sorry, for KDE Plasma. If I'm using Genome, I'll give GDM3. So as I'll be using KDE Plasma for customization and all. So KDE Plasma works good with STDM. So I'm giving STDM and let me press continue. And let us wait for some time.
Recording in progress.
Now let us choose the option yes and then give continue. And then let's press the down arrow, choose the second option and we press enter. That's all. Now the grub bootloader will be installed. And after the installation has been completed, reboot your system. So after rebooting, Kali Linux will be installed successfully and then run the normal Linux update commands and then reboot our system again. So let us wait for some time. Let it finish the installation process. Now the installation has been completed. Give continue. Now our system will reboot. Now give the password which you have given earlier, then press enter. So now if you want to change the desktop environment, log out from the system again. So just log out from the system. Then we are going to change our desktop environment. So let me give Plasma 11 and then give the password again. So that's all. Now it's in Plasma environment. And then, so if you want to configure the resolution and all, we can go here and then change our system resolution. So this is my system's resolution and then give apply. That's all. Now keep the changes and then close. So for full screen in VirtualBox, we give Control plus F. So that's it. Our Kali Linux has been successfully installed. Then to update the system, we will run the Linux basic update commands like sudo apt-get update, sudo apt-get upgrade, sudo apt-get dist upgrade, and then sudo apt-get auto remove. So after completing all these updates and upgrades, our Linux is configured successfully and it is up to date. So we can install a Kali Linux in another way also. So this is one way of installing Kali Linux using ISO file. So we can also use the VirtualBox or VMware files also. That is, go to the Kali Linux website. Here we can see the virtual machine images. Okay. So this is what this is like. We can install this file directly, and just by double clicking we can open the Linux. So we can avoid all those next we give when we give that next and we configure the time zones and desktop environments and all we have chosen manually, right? But in this file everything is pre-configured. So just we can download it and we can double click and open it through our VirtualBox or VMware. So this is actually, this method is a little effective because we use all the manual things. So we can configure what we need. So that's why I used ISO image here. So this is a simple method. So first thing is I'm going to install the ISO file. Second, choose the time zones and the desktop environment, desktop managers, and then give next. Yeah, and then install the grub bootloader, and then I have rebooted the system. And after rebooting, we should run the basic Linux update, dist upgrade, and then auto remove, clean, and all those commands and all. So by giving those commands, our system will be upgraded. So our Kali Linux, all the software and the kernel and everything will be updated. So again, we should reboot our system. So our Kali Linux is now successfully configured. So this is how we install Kali Linux in VirtualBox. Thank you for watching.